For you at 4, one person was killed and 2 others hurt early this morning in a hit-and-run crash west of Tower City on I-94. Investigators say a pickup pulling a trailer was rear-ended by another pickup that fled the scene. One of the vehicles rolled in the median after being struck. The 46-year-old woman who was driving the pickup and a juvenile passenger were both hurt. Both were taken to Sanford and Fargo. A 42-year-old female passenger in the pickup died. All 3 were from Hazen, North Dakota. The driver that fled the crash, 26-year-old Wyatt Stallak of Jamestown, was not hurt. He was later arrested. Formal charges are pending. Breaking news just into our newsroom. A base-wide search is happening at the Grand Forks Air Force Base for a missing 18-year-old girl with an intellectual disability. Military members and volunteers are looking for Haley R. Sullivan after she left the family campground sometime between last night and early this morning. She's 5'2" with brown hair and glasses. Base leaders are asking anyone living in base housing to check your homes, your yard, your garages. If you have any information, call 701-747-6711. Summer joins us now with a first look at your forecast. Summer?
Thank you so much, Stacy, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're looking off to the east on our Coronado Skycam. You can see some darker clouds that have developed and a few rain showers as well, as we've got a few strong thunder showers and thunderstorms that are moving across parts of northwestern Minnesota. Nothing is severe at this time, but there have been some special weather statements in parts of Beltrami County for strong thunderstorms capable of producing some sub-severe hail, so smaller than the size of a quarter or an inch in diameter. And that has been for these storms right here, just now approaching the Bemidji area. Again, non-severe at this time, but on the stronger side. There are a few thunderstorms up towards Warroad and Baudette as well. These are continuing to track down to the south and east. Meanwhile, in parts of Otter Tail County and pushing into Wadena County, another small little thunderstorm, and even just that cloud that we were just looking at on our Skycam now has a little lightning bolt to it. We have one more comfy day tomorrow, looking like the best day of the week before the heat is on. This is for July 18th through 22nd. And not much change July 20th through the 26th. So Stacy, I'll have a look at just how warm you might be and how long we can expect the heat to last.
All right. Thanks so much, Summer. Newly filed court documents say a van drove directly toward Fargo officers Friday morning before one of the officers fatally shot the man behind the wheel. The details from some charges filed against one of the other men inside the van at the time of the shooting. 25-year-old Cody Dunn of Devil's Lake gets charged with refusing to halt as well as possession of meth. Fargo police were called on the morning of July 8th to a South Fargo apartment complex. When officers tried to talk with the 3 men in the van, documents state the van began to flee directly toward officers. Officer Adam O'Brien, an 11-year veteran of the department, fired his gun, hitting the driver, 28-year-old Shane Netterville, who later died. The investigation of the shooting still lies with the North Dakota Bureau of Criminal Investigation, which will forward its findings to the Cass County State's Attorney's Office to determine if the shooting was justified. Fargo police are asking for your help finding this man. Authorities say he was at the scene of that deadly officer-involved shooting last week and is an important witness to what unfolded. They're looking for Derek Stanley, saying he was one of the 3 people in that vehicle at the time of the shooting. He then took off from the scene. If you know where he is, call police. Property was destroyed in a west central Minnesota fire near Miltona yesterday morning. A shed with multiple large bales inside went up in flames, according to authorities. Officials didn't specify what the bales were made of, and they don't yet know what caused the fire. Soon to be released surveillance video from Uvalde, Texas shows law enforcement waiting in the hallway outside where a gunman opened fire, killing 21 people last month. Representative Dustin Burrows, a Republican leading an investigation into the shooting, says the video and the committee's findings will all be released on Sunday. Officials say the 77-minute video does not show children, nor when authorities finally breached the classroom killing the shooter. Officials have accused law enforcement of not doing enough to limit the damage and of repeatedly putting out false information to paint themselves in a better light. Both houses of Congress are addressing the issue of abortion today. Serena Marshall brings us the latest from the White House.
For the first time since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, the Senate is back and hearing from those impacted by the decision.
We are already seeing mass chaos,
including Planned Parenthood doctor Colleen McNicholas, who told lawmakers she's already seen the harm.
Lupus, arthritis, cancer, medications that we use frequently to control those conditions are being denied to patients because they might also contribute to miscarriage or can be used for abortion and other indications.
Witnesses on both sides of the issue testified before the Senate Judiciary Committee about the ramifications of the Dobbs decision.
For the first time in half a century, the people, through our elected representatives, have the legal authority to affirm the dignity of women and fully protect unborn babies.
Already abortion is banned in 10 states. Illinois' lieutenant governor testified about the impact of neighboring states restricting access.
The number of out-of-state patients has doubled since Roe v. Wade was overturned.
The hearing comes just days after President Biden signed an executive order aimed at protecting reproductive health services, while admitting there are limits to what he can do without Congress.
On Tuesday, a House Rules Committee took up the Women's Health Protection Act, which would codify the right to an abortion. A second bill would ban states from interfering with someone's right to travel to another state to get the procedure.
These bills make clear that we are going to fight tooth and nail.
Neither bill, however, is likely to clear the Senate and make it to the president's desk. Serena Marshall, CBS News, the White House.
Yesterday, President Biden told hospitals that under federal law, they must provide abortion services if the life of the mother is at risk, even in states that now ban the procedure without any exceptions. In response to the changes following the overturning of Roe v. Wade, more men are taking action by turning to vasectomies. The number of Google searches for the word vasectomy peaked just one day after the Supreme Court's ruling last month. Now doctors say more patients are asking for the procedure.
We generally see about 12% in our practice men who are child-free. And then we generally see about 12% of men who are under the age of 30. But the number of both young and child-free nearly doubled.
The procedure is outpatient and takes about 10 minutes with a 2-day recovery. Doctors warn, though, that while vasectomies are reversible, not all reversals are successful. The North Dakota Catholic Conference is now calling the lawsuit filed by the abortion clinic against the state of North Dakota, quote, a slap in the face to the people of North Dakota. The conference says the attempt to stop the abortion ban is just an attempt to delay the inevitable. The Red River Women's Clinic filed the suit July 6th against the state, arguing the trigger abortion ban is unconstitutional. And they also dispute the day when the ban is supposed to go into effect. That's July 28th. The abortion clinic has now raised nearly $948,000 to build its Moorhead location. They say they're not giving up without a fight. School is set to return next month at the University of Minnesota, and parents are demanding changes in the way safety is handled before students return to class. Crime has jumped 45% in nearby neighborhoods over the last 4 years. City leaders and other U of M leaders agree it's time for a collaboration. David Schuman shares the new plan they're rolling out.
The manager at Crunchy's Korean Hot Dog here in Dinkytown told me they came into work Monday to find the cash register gone, stolen. It's crimes like that and more violent ones around the campus of the University of Minnesota that have parents wanting immediate safety solutions before school starts up again.
Mom and Dad, do you know that every single day I wake up to go to class, I'm scared for my life?
When your child tells you that, you demand to know what's being done.
I just want to make a couple of points.
A safety forum on campus Monday was set up for that reason.
We need to be relying more on technology and have invested millions of dollars in cameras to make sure that whether it's investigative or preemptive prevention work, we can have cameras set up.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey worked to reassure the packed house by sharing how city safety services will soon be coordinated under one office. The city's also recruiting for a depleted police force with increased salaries and retention bonuses.
We adjust the work that we do based on crime trends and crime patterns, and that does include enforcement activity, but it tends to be focused on more serious crime.
Collaboration between MPD and campus police was emphasized, and many parents at the meeting felt more positive rhetoric surrounding officers would help in hiring. In Minneapolis, David Schuman, WCCO 4 News.
The number of shooting victims this year in Minneapolis is down about 15% compared to this time last year. About 1 in 10 of those people were shot in the police precinct that includes the university campus. The grocery store where 10 people died in a mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, will reopen on Friday. Its reopening comes 2 months after an 18-year-old gunman carried out what authorities say was a racially motivated attack. The suspect is facing numerous charges, including murder and attempted murder as a hate crime. The city of Moorhead received a grant today to fight the effects of climate change. Moorhead Mayor Carlson was joined by State Pollution Control Agency Commissioner for the announcement. The Moorhead Climate Resiliency Grant of $100,000 is expected to help the city better prepare its infrastructure for increased rainfall and other extreme weather. Moorhead is one of 12 cities in the state of Minnesota to receive the grant. We have breaking news now just into our newsroom. Fargo police have found the third suspect tied to Friday's officer-involved shooting. Police say Derek Stanley was detained without incident in North Fargo and transferred to the State Bureau of Criminal Investigation. We'll have much more on that situation coming up on Valley News Live at 5. Later here at 4,